Good morning, Dr. Rizk.
Good morning.
Thank you very much for your presence with us. It is Friday, October 10th, the first day after the ceasefire agreement. I'm wondering how you have seen this agreement, if you are satisfied how people in Lebanon look to this agreement, which has been concluded in Cairo.
I think we are happy for the Palestinian to a ceasefire to stop the war also.
Uh-huh.
We don't trust Israel. And in this agreement there is something unusual. It's 58% from the territory of Gaza. Israel will stay in this part. And this is not logical because if Israel will stay in this part in 58% of Gaza, it means it will stay, it will maybe try to make the displacement because it will continue to make the war. And say that those people, there is some people who belong to Hamas. Then the population will not be will be very unsatisfied, and maybe it's a way to kick them out of Gaza and doing the displacement. That's why I think that this agreement is not logical, and I think that Hamas was subject to pressure from the Arab country and from Turkey also.
Anyway, the Palestinians unfortunately were very much isolated. Nobody wanted to maybe except Iran or some movements around the globe. The public opinion was with Palestinians, but not the governments.
Yeah.
So what you say is that probably the Netanyahu plan is to, after some time, to get back to the previous plan, which was to displace much of the Gazan population and create a kind of Warsaw ghetto in a part of Gaza.
Yes, because once he had the hostages, he might reverse all the plan and all the agreement, and nobody will help the Palestinian because the Palestinian was threatened to leave Qatar, and they don't have the leadership don't have a place to go. This is why I think that the Arab country, Turkey, Qatar, and they made a pressure on Hamas to accept this agreement, despite the fact that this agreement is not very logical.
Mm-hmm. And you say Turkey also has pressed Palestinians to accept it.
Yes, I think because it made an agreement with Trump when Erdogan went to New York, and I think that Trump and Erdogan were he told him to make this pressure. And I think Erdogan had Syria in advance.
Mm-hmm. So he got the green light of Trump about Syria in exchange for him
Yeah,
pressing Palestinians to accept the agreement.
the agreement, yes, because
This is your idea. Mm.
because Turkey it want to don't want to have Syria, because you know that Turkey supported the rebel in Syria, and then it thinks that she deserves to govern Syria. This is why I think there is a divergence between Turkey and Israel, stems from their opposing strategic goal for the post-Assad state. Because after the fall of the Syrian regime in December 2024, Turkey began supporting the new Islamist government in Damascus to consolidate a strong unified state along its border. In contrast, Israel has worked to destabilize and fragment Syria to weaken a new potential adversary, viewing increased Turkish influence as a major security threat. I think that there is two objectives. Israel has an objective and Turkey has another objective. And Trump knows that Ankara wants a stable, unified Syria to serve its interests and to create a condition for millions of Syrian refugees to return home. Turkey and this why, and also it support the new administration. It's a way to curb Kurdish autonomy in northern Syria because it considers it as a national security threat. Israel, in contrast, Israel seeks a weak, decentralized, and fragmented Syria. It aimed to prevent any neighboring state from becoming strong enough to pose a military threat and expand its own sphere of influence. This is why we have a competition, a competing sphere of influence between Turkey and Israel. And nobody can solve this problem, just Trump. You know, this is why I think that the pressure on Palestinians is the price of covering Syria for Turkey.
But if tomorrow Netanyahu decides and Trump decide, who is very close to Netanyahu, decide to change the agreement, they will have got the Palestinian agreement, and then they will do whatever they want in Syria.
Yeah, sure, because nobody can guarantee.
Scenario.
Nobody can guarantee Netanyahu or Trump, because together they change their mind, you know. But today Turkey support this agreement in Palestine, and I think it's a matter of agreement between him and Trump.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you think that the Trump Erdogan so to say understanding concerns also other matters of Eastern Mediterranean, like Lebanon, Cyprus, Greek, Turkish things, and so on?
No, I don't think so. I think that there is an agreement in Syria and also in the south of Caucasus. In Caucasus, and this is very important for Erdogan to arrive in this area, because he thinks that the country who took Turkey, and they are rich in oil and energy, are very important for him. This is why he is interested in Syria, and he is interested also in the south of Caucasus with his ally Azerbaijan. This
But
why
it seems now that he's approaching also Armenia.
yes, He is approaching Armenia. This why he is approaching Armenia, because he want to arrive to this area, because this area is very important for him. This area is very rich in energy, and also is rich in oil and gas. And they have the same language. They are Turkish. This why he is interested in this area. And Trump, I think, interested because this area belong also to the is a sphere of influence of Russian influence.
But it seems there are many problems between Russia and both Armenia and Azerbaijan. It seems that Turkey is using this void to exert its influence in South Transcaucasia.
Yeah, but I think that Trump has made an agreement between Azerbaijan and Armenia, and it's for the sake of Erdogan also, and not of the sake of the U.S. only. And Erdogan had a big gift from Trump. When he made this agreement between Armenia and Azerbaijan.
So somehow Turkey, it is what you say, it is like Turkey, in spite of its sometimes anti-Western rhetoric, it seems to return without declaring that so much to its old role after the Second World War, which was a bastion of the West in the whole region. Objectively,
Yes,
I mean, not some.
yes.
They don't say that, but practically, if they are pressing Palestinians, if they are against the Assad regime, and even if they get NATO into Caspia, that means they are playing somehow the game of the United States, or not?
Yes, yes. Turkey now has changed all his policy, its policy, after 2016, after the coup d'état, and after 2018, after the economic crisis. Turkey has changed all the policy it admitted between 2010 and 2018. This why it changed this policy. First, it was supporting the Muslim Brotherhood in the Arab region, but it failed in Egypt, it failed in Tunisia, and it failed everywhere. This is why it changed even its policy in the Mediterranean with Europe and also with Greece. But now it changed its policy because it returned to zero problem. And also, it said that he said that they want to do a mediation between countries, and this why they return to the old policy of Turkey during the 58 and 60. When they were pro-American, and they are affiliated with the American now, and they are doing the same policy, and they are supporting the American policy, and they are the man. Turkey today is the country who have a big alliance with the U.S.
Mm-hmm. But it seems they don't publicize it so much. They pretend that they are
Okay.
They pretend they are somehow Eurasian, friends with Russia, with China, such things. They don't say openly we are pro NATO or pro
In
America.
fact, in fact, they have interest, and they are doing to build their interest, and their interest is with the United States, and this why now, for the moment, because Israel is very strong, because the United States is supporting Israel. This why I think Turkey want to be ally and near the US, just to guarantee that Israel don't approach it. You know, this why I think it's a matter of interest today. And I think that because this administration is very supportive to Israel, Turkey want to be more near Trump to consolidate its position.
I see. By the way, I think, but it is anyway. It's quite astonishing because it's the first time since a lot of time we see Turkey returning to the Arab region. It is very present. It is present in the agreement of the Palestinians. It is present in Syria. It is present in Iraq. In the past, we had a lot of animosity of the Arab world towards the Ottoman Empire, towards Turkey. Now we see this, has this really changed? How people in the Arab world look to this re-emergence of Turkey as a regional power?
Yani Turkey is no longer accepted by the Arab countries like before, because in 2010 Turkey supported the Palestinian after the war of Gaza in 2008, 2009, and also it stand with against Perez in Davos. And after also Marmara Mavi, it stands with Marmara Mavi and some Turkish people affiliated to the organization, civil organization was killed. This is why I think the Arab country and the Arab people view Turkey as a big country and Erdogan as a hero. But after the defeat of the Arab Spring, the defeat in Tunisia, in Egypt, and all this, I think that even the Palestinians after October 7, when Erdogan tell the leaders of Hamas to quit and to go to Qatar because he is no longer able to defend them or to protect them. He kicked them to Qatar because he was enraged, and he was enraged because in 2022 he made an agreement with Israel because he went to New York and he met the Jewish lobby there, and then after I think Herzog came to Turkey and made some trade agreement with Erdogan. This is why Erdogan think that post October 7, this conflict has led a severe problem for Erdogan because he was obliged to take position with the Palestinian, And this why he didn't help trade with Israel until 2024. Because of the critical approach of the Turkish party and all the article written by Turkish journalists. They were critic Erdogan and its position toward Gaza, but he helped.
That he was giving kerosene for Israeli Air Force up to now. He continues.
He didn't help all the trade with Israel until 2024. But still, there is all the people who are friends with Erdogan and who are from the AKP still trade with Israel, and even his son also, he is trading with Israel, and he gives energy, oil, iron, and food and everything to Israel. They didn't stop. Officially, he stopped the trade, but unofficially, the trade still circulated between Turkey and Israel.
I see. By the way, it seems that his relations also with Iran are not very good, because he confiscated some of its banks and Iranian assets in Turkey, and I think Iranians are very angry with Erdogan just now.
Yes, with Iran, it's a complicated relation with Iran. Is complex. It's marked by both a long-standing geopolitical rivalry and significant economic cooperation. But I think that the downfall of Assad, Turkey became a major backer of the Syrian opposition, and its influence in the region has growing now following Assad's fall. Iran, having heavily invested in propping up the regime, is concerned that Turkey and its regional ally may sideline Tehran in shaping Syria's future. Then I think that Iran Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khomeini made a veiled accusation in December 2024, blaming a neighboring country without naming Erdogan. But he said that Erdogan is responsible for the collapse of the Syrian government. And even in March 2025, Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan, the Turkish Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan, publicly warned Iran against using proxy militia in Syria. And he implied that Turkey could retaliate by inciting pan-Turkic sentiment among Iran's large elderly population. It means that it's in the political plan. They are very. There is an anger between Iran and Turkey. But I think that both nations view Kurdish separatism as a threat, and a threat to their national security and territory and integrity. This is why they have good relations concerning, particularly regarding Kurdish militant group, But but I think that following a truce and ceasefire announced by PKK leadership in March and May 2025, Iran and Turkey held meeting to enhance border security. Then I can say that the Kurdish issue can group them and cannot divide them, because the Kurdish matter is very important for them. But I think that economic relations remain a stabilizing force. And this matter of bank, I think that Turkey made it just to please Trump and to say that it is against it's not against the what Trump and what the European Union made it with Iran.
The economic relations are a strange thing because First World War began when the economic exchanges between the countries were in their maximum. The first globalization was then,
Yes, yes.
and the commercial ties between Germany and the Soviet Union were to their maximum just hours before Wehrmacht invaded the Soviet Union. So it was not always a guarantee that you don't go to war.
Yes, because Iran serves as a crucial transit route for Turkey's access to Central Asia, Asian market, This why in early 2025, both sides announced a new cooperation on transit and transportation. And an Iranian official highlighted the importance of boosting bilateral trade to 30 billion annually. This why I think that trade is very important, and Turkey have reliance on Iranian gas, especially now.
But do you think that after the agreement in Palestine, there can be a new aggression against Iran or against Lebanon, Hezbollah, etc., Yemen? Can we see such things happening?
It may happen because Israel and Lebanon still still bombarding the south and still bombarding the Bekaa Valley, and I think that and still killing people. This why I think that Israel after Gaza, Israel will return to Lebanon. And we'll try to and I think that it will try to oblige the government to take the arm of Hezbollah, to disarm Hezbollah, and I think that maybe all this all what we are witness now in Iran, they are taking arm from Russia and also from China, and they are preparing themselves for a war. This why
Russia and China will help them more than in the past.
Yeah, more than in the past, because the agreement between Russia and Trump has failed, because Trump didn't accept what Putin wants, and the agreement didn't work in Alaska. This is why I think he is providing arms to the European. The US is providing arms to the European, which anger Putin. This is why I think that Putin is providing arms to Iran, to say to the US that if you continue to give Europe arms, we also will provide arms also to Iran against Israel, especially that Israel also is providing arms and weapons and also technology to Ukraine.
Maybe in order to threaten Russia, and to try to stop any deliveries of arms to Iran. I think this was one of the reasons Netanyahu even encouraged the war in Georgia in 2008.
Yes, yes.
To persuade Russians not to give S-300 to Iran.
Yes, yes, yes. I think that Netanyahu will not consider himself as what he have done a victory unless he convince Trump to doing a war, a second war against Iran. I think for him, a second war against Iran is a must to his victory. If not, he will consider himself. He will consider that he failed because we know that the first war with Iran didn't get to finish and to have. We didn't get to have anyone who won. We don't have we don't have a winner. But this why I think that the United States and also Israel will try to make another war.
Yes, the United States. I don't know if there are the United States. Professor Sachs of Columbia University, who is himself an American Jew, says that somehow the United States have become a protectorate of Israel, and especially of Netanyahu. Yes. Anyway, but there is a quite strange situation in the Middle East because in the past we had the quartet, you remember, about the Palestinian question. Now there is no England, there is no France, there is no Russia. It seems that there is mainly the United States and Israel, and I think this can be a dangerous situation because they can overestimate their forces and they can try to attack Iran. That is practically to conquer all the Middle East. That means to attack Iran. It does not remain much after that. It means that the whole Middle East or Western Asia, if you prefer, will become a colony of the United States and Israel.
I think the Arab countries are pro-American. They were always pro-American, and I think that the region is a protectorate of the United States. But now the United States need not just ally. She need to have the hegemony in the region, not allies. Hegemony in the region. Hegemony is very important for the United States in its war with China, because China have tried to penetrate this region and have a relation with the Saudi Arabia and with all the Gulf countries, and also have had made a mediation between Iran and Saudi Arabia, which is anger the U.S. because the U.S. has since 1982 till now had convinced the Arab country that their enemy is Iran. This is why I think that the United States need a hegemony in the region because it doesn't want China.
You mean that they want completely obedient those countries
yes. And they want to dominate. And they want to dominate the oil and gas and every energy in this region, because if they dominate all this richness, they will govern the world, you know, and also they will oblige China to surrender to their demands.
What you speak about is the core neocon project, which is also a project financed and created under the auspices of Mr. Netanyahu, and which means the destruction of all the regimes, including regimes friendly to the Americans, after all. They want weak states everywhere and completely controlled situation, if not a chaotic situation. I don't know. Maybe they like, they prefer chaos.
Because the United States have a problem, an economic problem now. We are witnessing an economic problem in the United States. You know that the private sector is rich, but the government is not rich now. And you know that they have many debt, you know. This is why I think they want to dominate the richness of the world, and even their allies, you know. This is why they don't give arms to Ukraine, for example. They buy arms to Europe, you know, to get money to their company, you know. And they are investing in the war, and also they want to invest in the war everywhere in the world to get money. This is why I think that the United States is a big company of war and everything, you know, and they want to get they are regretting having proposed to the world the globalization, because the globalization it works against them. This is why I think that they want to return to before this globalization, but they want to. This is why they return to the idea of domination in all the world, and a neo-colonialism.
You mean that they don't win through commerce and ideology, so they think they must return to the force of weapons and arms and wars.
Yes, to the neo-colonialism.
This is a kind of a new form of imperialism, piratic imperialism. It is. They are stealing from everywhere.
19th century, 19th and 18th century.
And also 17th and 18th in the Latin America, they were doing the same. Spanish, Portuguese. Anyway, all right, history goes to the past very quickly, but I hope there will be some resistance to all this. By the way, I would like to have your opinion on the internal situation in Turkey, because we had this recent incident with this journalist in Washington, this Turkish journalist, who said that in America they are discussing who will be the successor of Erdogan. What is going on in the palace, in Erdogan's palace now?
I think that there is a competition now. There is a competition between before that there were a competition, you know, for the presidential candidates, and I think that it's currently unknown who will be the president of Turkey after Recep Tayyip Erdogan, because his current term is scheduled to end in 2028. But speculation about his successor and his possible bid for an unconstitutional third term is ongoing. And you know that the mayor of Istanbul, Ikram Imamoglu, is considered Erdogan's main political rival and a leading contender for the opposition presidential nomination. But unfortunately, he has faced legal challenges widely seen as a politically motivated, including a jail sentence.
Erdogan seems to have found a very simple solution to treat his political opponents. He puts them in prison, so there is no problem.
Yes, including a jail sentence and political ban. He banned it also, a ban that he is currently appealing. And I think that Erdogan, Turkey became the big jail for the politician, for the opponent of Erdogan, and also for the journalist, you know. And the opposition Republican Party also, it witnessed a problem with Erdogan. Erdogan want to weaken the opposition Republican People Party, and also he made some steps. Illegal steps, but I think because he put his hand in all the institution and even everything. He governed everything. This is why I think he is trying to weaken the opposition, especially the opposition of the Republican People Party, because he is the opponent, and he is the opposition for the presidential nomination. But I heard some rumor saying that there is a competition now between his son-in-law and also between Hakan Fidan, his foreign minister, for the presidential. After they put Oglu in the jail, they are not competing with themselves, you know, with each other, with his son-in-law, the man who is the industry, who is working in the industry, arm industry, and also with Hakan Fidan. They are preparing themselves for after Erdogan.
And what about Kalin? Because it seems he has also a lot of influence.
Who?
Kalin, the former spokesperson for Erdogan.
Kalin, Ibrahim Kalin. No, I don't think so. Kalin is not a competitor, but the competition is between Hakan Fidan, the foreign minister, and the son, and Erdogan's son-in-law, who is married with the daughter of Erdogan daughter.
Behind this antagonism, this is a purely personal antagonism, or there are different social forces or political orientations behind?
I think it's a political orientation, and I think that some there is not just a competition. There is some problems in the palace, you know, and those problems are very serious, you know, very serious, and I think that Erdogan find that his prime minister, his foreign minister, Hakan Fidan, became very strong, you know, and he have all the key, the political key, and of Turkey. And don't forget, he was saying always that he is the box of his secret, you know, or the secret of the state. This why
He was the former head of the Secret Service.
Yes, yes, but Erdogan has always said that he have the secret, all the secret of the state, and also the secret of Erdogan. This is why I think that there is a war between the people who are near Erdogan, especially his family, and Hakan Fidan.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I see. What about the Kurdish question in Turkey? Do you think that now it's a very strange situation because it seems there is an agreement of peace somehow between Turkey and PKK, but the Öcalan is in prison, the leader of the pro-Kurdish party is in prison. What is going on exactly?
I think that when Öcalan issued a call for the PKK to disarm and transition to democratic politics, this followed. They want to hail historic steps toward peace. I think that Turkish government, including President Erdogan, acknowledged Öcalan call as a step toward a terror-free Turkey. But I think he announced the establishment of parliamentary commission to oversee the peace process through details. But the Kurdish-led People Equality and Democratic Party, DEM party, it's true that it welcomed the move, but it stressed that the government must reciprocate by committing to further democratization. This includes addressing fundamental freedom and ending the practice of replacing elected Kurdish mayor with the government-appointed trustee, and also to give Öcalan, to release Öcalan also. But I think that negotiations are ongoing, but there is mistrust between the two parties, the government and also the Kurdish. Mistrust is persist, and government also continue military operation against PKK. And still target them in Iraq and Syria. And this raised question about the commitment to a full resolution.
What is happening with Kurds in Syria? Where we are now?
I think that a Kurdish force in Syria, the SDF commander, welcomed the call of Öcalan, but stated it didn't apply to them. This is why they hoped it would ease tension in the region. But I think that Turkey, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, he don't want. He want Kurdish of Syria, the force, the Kurdish Syrian in Syria, to release their eye to the commandment of Sharia, and also to be a part of this government without having any right, just the right to have their language. But any political right, they don't have any political right.
If they give up their arms, they will exterminate them.
Yeah, to exterminate them politically, And if they don't want, they will
politically or physically. Sometimes it is happening.
Sure, physically, especially after, I think, after Erdogan returned from New York and had this meeting with Trump. I think there is something between them about the Kurd. This is why I think that the ambassador Barak was very, let's say, correct and concerning what Erdogan have said about the SDF, the force of Syria, the Kurdish force of Syria in Syria, that they should release their arm and be a part of the government. And it is a
You
part
mean the United
of,
States ambassador in Ankara?
yeah, in Ankara, but he is also in Syria. But he said that they should be a part of the government and don't have any political demand. Second and third, I think this is a part of the agreement between Erdogan and Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What about the internal situation in Syria? Because we are learning some things from time to time, but we are learning too little. We don't have enough information about what is happening in Syria, and the Western media, which were very much speaking about violations of human rights under Assad, they don't say much about any kind of human rights in Syria now.
No, there is a violation of human rights. There is also there is also a mess in Syria against the Druze in Suwaida, against the Alawite and against the Christian, you know. And now every day there is a killing, kidnapping of women, killing men, and also taking those women, girls and women to the north region where the Islamic group are there. They are selling women, and there is a lot of mess and lot of problem for the minority in Syria, you know. Very, very big problem, you know. And all the minority, they are afraid, you know. The Christian, they are quitting. They left. They are leaving Syria to go to sometime to Lebanon. In Lebanon now we have Alawite and we have Druze also. You know, they are
But
they live.
I have read at some point the U.S. ambassador to Turkey threatening Lebanon and Hezbollah to disarm Hezbollah, otherwise it will lose a part of its territory. What is going on there?
During the war last year in November, Israel take a territory from Lebanon. It considered as a zone of security for Israel. Lebanon demand Israel to withdraw from its territory, and I think that the United States is playing a dirty role in this matter, because it say that if Hezbollah doesn't disarm, being disarmed, this territory will be lost. It means this territory belongs to the Shia, you know. This why, and Hezbollah is affiliated with the Shia community, you know. This why they are threaten Hezbollah, if you don't give us your arms, the territory, the Shia territory will be with will stay with Israel. It's a way to say to Hezbollah, you must release your army. But Hezbollah doesn't want to release its arm because what we are seeing today in Syria, Israel is bombing Syria without any let's say without any resistance from the Syrian, and also there is also a problem with the minority in Syria. This is why there is a big problem in the region between Syria, Lebanon, and Israel. And also,
yeah. What about the Druze? Do you think that Israelis want to create a Druze state in Syria, or mini state or something?
I don't think it's a state, but it's a zone of security. It's a zone of security, or a zone of security for Israel. And Israel think that the Druze could play the role played in Lebanon, in the south of Lebanon in the 80s, when they put their Saad Haddad and Lahid in this region just to protect Israel. This is why Israel think that Druze are not now they have problem with the government, because the government of Sharia, they made a big assassination there. You know, and they kidnapped women, and they killed men and children, you know. This is why Israel considered that Druze, they don't want to be part of this government unless they change this government. But this government is protected by Turkey, you know. This is why I think Israel think that she will stay in the south, and Druze will have a self-determination.
I see. I have a last question. You know, Greeks and Arabs have old relations, friendly relations, both Greece and Cyprus. But of course, in the last years, our governments had very pro-Israeli and pro-American positions. Anyway, how the Arabs are looking to the Greek world nowadays? What is their feeling, so to say?
I think that Arabs doesn't have problem with the Greek, or doesn't have problems with Cyprus, but because the presence of the American and and the Israeli in Cyprus, it become very scary for some Arabs. But for the Gulf countries, it doesn't matter for them, because for them they will go and invest everywhere. You know, they have money and they invest everywhere, and they don't care about politics. But as for Greece, I think that the Arabs don't have any problem with the Greece, and historically they had a very good relation with the Greece, more than the relation with the Turkish with Turkey.
Historically, yes, but nowadays it seems a little bit to be reversed, the relationship.
I think that in Syria you have good relation between the Gulf countries and Turkey, because the Gulf countries want after 50 or 60 years of the government of Assad, because Assad is Alawite. They want a president, a Sunni president, a strong Sunni president. And you know that the Gulf countries are are very fanatic, considering Sunni, Shia, etc. This why they are, and this why Turkey is trying. Recep Tayyip Erdogan is trying to play this card. Is trying to play the card, the Muslim Sunni card in the region, and after the post Assad is very crucial, because Erdogan is trying to say to Israel and to Arab, if I don't govern Syria, it's Iran who will came and govern Syria. This is why Iran and Hezbollah. This is why I think that this is why the relation between Turkey and the Gulf country is very strong concerning Syria, but concerning political and security in Syria. But the Gulf countries doesn't want Syria to be under the protectorate of Turkey. They want to pay money for the reconstruction, but they don't want Syria to be under the power of Turkey. But now they are surrendered. But I think they don't really like Turkey. And the Gulf countries, they are investing everywhere. In Turkey, in Cyprus, in Europe, everywhere. It doesn't mean that they like Turkey, but I think that Turkey gained the Arab countries just because it's Sunni and play its card against Iran.
Mm-hmm. Okay, there is a huge crisis of Arab leadership, if I understand well. So a country like Turkey can pretend to be a leading force also in the Arab world, like it has never been. Anyway, we will see. History is full of U-turns. Nobody can predict it, especially now. Dr. Rizk, thank you very much that you shared with us your very deep knowledge of the region, of Turkey, etc. And I hope we will have again in the near future the possibility of a new discussion with you. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Goodbye.
Okay, bye.